In the stillness of the night, when the world around you seems asleep, a voice rises within. The voice of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. You've heard it, you've felt it. It's the voice that says you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, your fears too powerful. The battle rages silently in the depths of your soul, a relentless fight that no one else can see but you. But hear this. You are not alone. Every day we wake up to face a world that demands more from us than we sometimes feel we can give. Yet beneath the surface of our struggles, there lies a power, a strength that has been placed within us from the very beginning. But to awaken it, we must first conquer the demons that stand in our way. The demons of fear, self-doubt, anger, and regret. It's time to take a stand, not against the world, not against others, but against the inner battles that hold us captive. The power to overcome is within you. You are more than your past, more than your failures, and more than the voices that try to pull you down. The journey to conquer your demons begins right now. Embrace your inner strength. In the midst of our struggles, it's easy to forget just how powerful we truly are. We are often consumed by the weight of our circumstances, overwhelmed by the demands of the world, and haunted by the fears that cloud our mind. Yet, in the quiet depths of our souls, a strength resides, a strength that has been placed there from the very beginning. The challenge is not in discovering it, but in embracing it. When life knocks us down, it's easy to feel helpless. We ask ourselves, how can I keep going? Or, what do I have left to give? But I tell you this today, inside you is a strength that can never be taken away. It may lie dormant, hidden beneath layers of doubt and fear, but it is there. It is waiting for you to acknowledge it, to believe in it, and to let it rise up. This inner strength is not the kind of strength that comes from power or wealth. It is not about being invincible or unbreakable. No, the strength I speak of is the strength to keep going when all seems lost, the strength to get back up after you've been knocked down, and the strength to move forward when the road ahead is uncertain. You see, real strength isn't about how many battles you win. It's about how many times you rise after you've fallen. Life will throw challenges at you. It will test your limits, push you to the brink, and make you question everything you thought you knew. But the one thing that no circumstance, no enemy, no trial can ever take away is your ability to stand back up and keep moving forward. This strength doesn't come from what you have or what you've achieved. It comes from what lies within you, deep in your heart. It's the resilience to keep fighting even when the odds are against you. It's the belief that you can overcome whatever comes your way. The most powerful thing you can do is trust in that inner strength, even when you can't see the way forward. When you embrace your inner strength, you stop relying on external sources of validation. You stop looking to the world to tell you that you're enough. Instead, you turn inward and find your power there. You realize that no matter what anyone says or what happens around you, you have everything you need to rise above. Your strength is not determined by the world around you, but by the power you hold within. But how do we embrace this strength? It begins with faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the journey, and faith in the truth that no matter what you face, you are never alone. Strength is born in the darkest times. It's forged in the moments when we feel weak, and it grows when we choose not to give up. When you embrace your inner strength, you'll find that it not only helps you survive, but it empowers you to thrive. It will propel you through your challenges and push you toward your dreams. So today, choose to recognize that strength within. Trust it, embrace it, because you have more power in you than you could ever imagine. Face your fears head on. Fear, it's a universal experience, one that all of us will encounter at some point in our lives. It's that overwhelming sense of dread that rises within us when we stand on the edge of the unknown, when the path forward seems uncertain or fraught with danger. It's the voice inside our heads that says, "You're not good enough," or "You'll fail." Fear can paralyze us, keeping us locked in a prison of our own making, preventing us from taking the steps that could lead to our growth, to our dreams, and to our true potential. But here's the truth. Fear is not the enemy. Allowing fear to control you is. You see, we often think of fear as something to run from, something to avoid at all costs. But real courage isn't about the absence of fear. It's about facing that fear and choosing to act in spite of it. Every time you step forward, even with trembling hands and a pounding heart, you prove to yourself that you are more than your fears. The greatest victories are often won not in the absence of fear, but because you chose to push through it. Consider the moments in your life when you've been at a crossroads, the moments when the future seemed uncertain, when the weight of the unknown hung heavy on your shoulders. You've been there before, standing at the edge, wondering if you have the strength to take the leap. But think about the times when you did take that leap. Maybe it was a decision to follow a dream, to take a new job, to open yourself up to love, or even to heal from past pain. In those moments, fear didn't disappear. It simply didn't have the power to stop you. You made the choice to act anyway. The reality is that fear will always be a part of our journey. It doesn't magically vanish once we achieve a certain level of success or confidence. But the more you face fear, the less power it holds over you. Each time you face your fears head on, you become stronger. You take away their control over you. But how do we face fear without letting it take control? First, we must acknowledge it. Don't pretend it's not there or try to push it away. Name it. Recognize what you're afraid of and give it a place in your mind. Once you give it a name, you remove the mystery and the power it has over you. Fear thrives in the unknown, in the shadows where it can grow unchecked. But when you bring it into the light, you see it for what it truly is, a challenge, not an obstacle. Next, we must take action. It's easy to become paralyzed by fear, to wait for the perfect moment when we feel brave enough or ready enough to take the next step. But the truth is, the perfect moment rarely comes. Courage isn't about waiting for fear to disappear. It's about moving forward in spite of it. The more action you take, the less control fear has over you. And finally, we must remember that fear is a natural part of growth. Every time you step outside of your comfort zone, and you'll experience fear. But that fear isn't a signal to turn back. It's a sign that you are on the edge of something great. It's in these moments of fear that growth happens, that transformation occurs. Fear is simply the doorway to your potential. So face your fears, step boldly into the unknown. Know that you have the strength to walk through the fire, and with each step, you will discover that the fear that once held you back is nothing more than a shadow, powerless in the light of your courage. Let go of past regrets. The weight of regret can be one of the heaviest burdens we carry throughout our lives. It's the nagging voice in the back of our minds, reminding us of things we wish we could undo, moments we wish we could go back and change. It's the painful reminder that we were not the person we hoped to be, or that we missed an opportunity that might never come again. Regret, if left unchecked, can keep us trapped in the past, preventing us from fully embracing the present and moving toward the future. But here's the truth. You are not defined by your past mistakes. We all have regrets. We all have moments where we wish we had done something differently, said something differently, or made a different choice. But the danger of holding on to those regrets is that they steal your power. They cloud your judgment, keeping you focused on what you cannot change instead of on what you can still accomplish. Regret keeps you looking backward, paralyzing you with the idea that you've already missed your chance. It makes you forget that the future is still waiting for you, that your story is far from over. Letting go of past regrets isn't about forgetting the past. It's not about pretending that your mistakes didn't happen or erasing the lessons that they taught you. It's about choosing not to let those past decisions hold power over your present and your future. The past is a chapter in your story, not the entire book. One of the first steps in letting go of regret is to acknowledge it. Often, we try to bury our mistakes, to hide them deep within ourselves because we're ashamed or embarrassed. But shame only keeps us stuck in a cycle of regret. Acknowledging the mistake or the missed opportunity gives us the power to let go of it. When you face it head on, when you accept that you did the best you could with the information you had at the time, you free yourself from the chains of the past. The next step is to forgive yourself. This might be the hardest part. It's easy to forgive others, but forgiving ourselves can feel impossible. We tend to hold ourselves to impossible standards, and when we fail to meet those standards, we beat ourselves up. But forgiveness is the key to freedom. When you forgive yourself, you release the grip that regret has on you. You allow yourself the grace to move forward and make new choices. But letting go of regret isn't just about self-forgiveness. It's also about reframing your perspective. Instead of seeing your past mistakes as failures, begin to see them as lessons. The person you are today is a result of everything you've gone through, the successes, the failures, the mistakes, and the victories. Every experience has shaped you, has taught you something valuable. Your mistakes are not something to be ashamed of. They are the building blocks of your growth, Without them, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Finally, it's about realizing that you are not defined by your past. Your past does not have to dictate your future. You have the power to rewrite your story. Each new day is an opportunity to start fresh, to make different choices, and to create the life you truly desire. Letting go of regret means embracing the possibility of change, knowing that who you were yesterday does not have to determine who you are tomorrow. So, let go of the regret that has been holding you captive. Stop letting the past control you. Embrace the future with open arms, knowing that you have the strength, the wisdom, and the power to move forward. The best chapters of your story are still to come. Harness the power of forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of the most transformative acts a person can ever undertake. It is often misunderstood as simply letting someone off the hook for a wrong they've committed against you. But in truth, forgiveness is not about excusing the behavior of others or erasing the hurt that has been caused. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of bitterness and resentment so you can move forward with peace and clarity in your heart. The power of forgiveness doesn't lie in what happens to the person who wronged you. It lies in the freedom and healing it brings to you. The act of holding on to anger, hurt, or resentment is like carrying a heavy burden. Each day it weighs you down, affecting your health, your relationships, and your ability to experience joy. Holding grudges is like drinking poison and hoping the other person will suffer from it. The longer you hold on to unforgiveness, the more it harms you, not them. It distorts your thoughts, clouds your emotions, and keeps you emotionally shackled to the past. But when you choose to forgive, you release that burden. You free yourself from the past and give yourself the opportunity to heal and move forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean condoning what was done or ignoring the pain you've experienced. Forgiveness is an act of letting go, not of the memory, but of the power that memory holds over you. It's a conscious choice to stop allowing the hurt to control your life. When you forgive, you are not erasing what happened, but you are choosing not to allow it to define you. You are choosing to move beyond the hurt and to reclaim your peace. The first step in harnessing the power of forgiveness is to acknowledge your pain. It's important to admit that you've been hurt and to allow yourself the space to feel those emotions fully. Too often, we suppress our pain, telling ourselves we should just get over it, or that time will heal all wounds. But true healing begins when we face our pain head on. You cannot forgive what you have not fully acknowledged. Denial only keeps the wound fresh and unresolved. Next, you must decide to forgive. Forgiveness is a choice, not a feeling. You may never feel like forgiving, especially if the hurt is deep or the person who wronged you hasn't expressed remorse. But forgiveness isn't for them, it's for you. It's about taking control of your heart, your emotions, and your future. It's a choice to let go of the resentment that has bound you and to stop allowing the actions of others to dictate how you live your life. The moment you make the decision to forgive, you reclaim your power. The next step is to release the desire for revenge or justice. This can be one of the hardest parts of forgiveness. We often believe that the other person must pay for their actions before we can truly forgive. But this mindset only prolongs the pain. Revenge doesn't bring healing. It only keeps the cycle of hurt alive. True forgiveness involves releasing the need for justice to be served according to our own understanding. It's letting go of the idea that they must suffer for what they've done and realizing that justice belongs to a higher power. Finally, we must recognize that forgiveness is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time event, but a continual decision. Some wounds run deep, and the pain can resurface even after we've forgiven. But every time the bitterness rises, you have the opportunity to forgive again. Each act of forgiveness brings you closer to the peace you seek. Forgiveness is a powerful, life-changing act. It doesn't just release others, it releases you. When you forgive, you make room for healing, for joy, and for growth. You break free from the chains of the past and open your heart to the possibilities of the future. It is the key to living a life of freedom, peace, and emotional health. So choose forgiveness today and let go of what no longer serves you. Your heart will thank you for it. Claim your identity. There is a profound power in understanding who you are, a power that transcends circumstances, challenges, or the opinions of others. Your identity is not defined by your past, your failures, or the labels others have placed upon you. It is not something that can be taken away or altered by the world around you. It is something that resides deep within, waiting for you to claim it. To truly step into your purpose and fulfill your potential, you must first understand and embrace your true identity. The world has a way of shaping us, molding us, and telling us who we should be. From childhood, we are bombarded with messages from society, family, and peers about what success looks like, what we should achieve, and who we should become. Sometimes these external pressures cause us to lose sight of who we truly are. We may start to believe that we need to fit into certain molds, meet certain expectations, or chase after other people's dreams. But in doing so, we lose the essence of ourselves. Your true identity isn't found in the roles you play or the titles you hold. It's not about being a success by the world's standards, but about understanding the unique gifts, strengths, and passions that make you who you are. No one else has your exact perspective, your exact talents, or your exact calling. You are one of a kind, and that is your power. But claiming your identity requires more than just acknowledging your uniqueness. It requires accepting who you are without apology. It means releasing the need to seek validation from others and trusting that who you are is enough. For too long, many of us have looked outside ourselves for approval, seeking validation through achievements, relationships, or the approval of others. Yet the truth is, you are enough just as you are. Your value does not depend on how others perceive you, nor does it depend on your achievements or your failures. Your worth is inherent, not something that needs to be earned. One of the biggest obstacles to claiming our identity is the weight of comparison. We look around at the successes of others and question why we aren't where they are. We measure our worth against theirs and feel like we're falling short. But this comparison game is a trap, because there is no one else like you. The path that others walk is theirs to walk, and the path that you walk is yours. Don't get caught up in someone else's story. Your journey is unique, and it's yours to create. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Claiming your identity also requires embracing both your strengths and your weaknesses. So often we are taught to only focus on our strengths, our talents, our achievements, and what we do well. But the truth is, we are also made up of flaws and imperfections. These don't make you less worthy. They make you human. Our weaknesses are part of our story and contribute to the depth and richness of our experience. When we can accept our flaws with grace, we free ourselves from the need to be perfect, and we allow ourselves to be authentically who we are. The final step in claiming your identity is to live it out boldly. It's one thing to know who you are, but it's another thing entirely to live that truth. Living in alignment with your true self means having the courage to make decisions that reflect your values, your purpose, and your passions. It means standing firm in your beliefs, even when others try to sway you. It means stepping into the fullness of your potential and never apologizing for it. When you claim your identity, you take ownership of your life. You no longer let the opinions of others, your past, mistakes, or your fears define you. You take responsibility for the person you are becoming and the life you are creating. You stop asking for permission to be yourself and instead give yourself the freedom to shine. Your identity is yours to claim. It is not something that can be taken away or stolen. It is the foundation of everything you will become. When you understand and embrace who you are, you unlock the true power within you. The power to live boldly, to pursue your dreams, and to create a life that is uniquely yours. Stand firm in faith in the face of life's storms. When the ground beneath you feels unsteady and the winds of doubt threaten to knock you down, there is one thing that can keep you anchored and steadfast: faith. Faith is the foundation that supports you when everything else seems to be crumbling. It's the belief in something greater than yourself. The trust that no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem, you are not walking it alone. Standing firm in faith is not just about belief. It's about choosing to trust even when circumstances are uncertain. Faith is often misunderstood. It is not about having all the answers or knowing exactly how things will turn out. In fact, faith often requires us to take steps.